The Advantage by Patrick Lencioni. Much of this book is meant to center around the concept of organizational health, and when I think of organizational health, I think of an organization that's just well put together. The members they all share similar values, they all work toward the same goal, they all see how things they do contribute to a bigger picture, and the chain of command is there, but everyone feels like they're working with friends because they get along, or they can at least respect each other's perspectives, and when the person at the top says something, everyone, and I mean everyone, hears it because of really everything else I just mentioned. Writing down the names of the parts of this book, it became evident to me that so much of this hinges upon clarity, and this makes sense. It's just making sure things are clear. Nothing's in the way, nothing's cluttered, right? What's clutter? Trash? Prevents productivity, just like disease or bad bacteria might prevent your body from doing what it needs to do. So that's what I think of when I think of an organization with good health. I don't know if that's correct, but let's see what is. And just a little overview of what you guys will see in the description. There are affiliate links, and if you buy anything through them, like maybe this book, then I get commission, which helps me build this channel and keep making these videos. You can also find this book and many others on my Amazon storefront, and any books I mention in this video, chances are I have reviewed them, and I'll drop those in the description too. So affiliate links, Amazon storefront, and other reviews. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Sam, and I want to make self-growth normal, because people shouldn't have to look this information up. It should just be mainstream knowledge. If you agree, then please make sure to smash that like button. So let's go over these chapters, shall we? The first is the case for organizational health. The author said organizational health is about integrity, where an organization is whole and its management, strategy, operations, and culture fit together and make sense. He explained that intelligence and capability is almost never actually the problem. The problem is that they're not able to effectively use that intelligence. Now, the actual disciplines to creating this sort of clarity in a healthy organization, there are four disciplines? Yeah, there are 4 disciplines, and discipline 1 is build a cohesive leadership team. An organization cannot be healthy if the people running it are idiots and they're not behaviorally cohesive. There were 4 behaviors across an organization: drinking game, take a shot every time I say organization in the video, that make its leadership healthy. There's building trust, which is getting vulnerable and getting to know your cohort, learning how to handle conflict effectively, a lot of which had to do with allowing people below you to disagree with you, agreeing on a decision, which is the reason it's important to know how to handle conflict effectively, and holding people accountable, and focusing on results. Discipline 2 is creating clarity. This was like the biggest most action-packed discipline of the whole thing, because the leadership, they have to also be aligned and able to answer 6 critical questions the same way. The first question is, why do we exist? Who doesn't know this? It's not just to make money. Every organization is around to make money. What service are you providing, and why does it matter that you provide it? If you are just around to make money, it would be a good idea for everyone in the organization to know that. This was an excellent chapter. The examples this dude gave, they were a total chef's kiss. The second question is, how do we behave? This is based largely on a company's values. Every hire and decision should reflect those values. Again, the examples in this chapter, I just loved them. This third question is, what do we do? Nothing more than a description of what an organization effectively does. It is the clearest, I really said clearest, simplest question. I'll just say it here, this dude gives the best examples of answers to any of these questions. The fourth question is, how will we succeed? This question is all about strategy. This chapter is one of the most complicated in the book. I listened to it maybe 4 times trying to wrap my head around it, and it's a lot to unpack for sure. The fifth question is, what is most important right now? Because let's face it, at all times in a company, there really can be an infinite amount of priorities. And what is the highest at this very moment? It all falls under what the author calls a thematic goal. And lastly, the sixth question is, who must do what? All organizations need some division of labor, which begins at from the very top, and that clarity of labor cannot be overstated in terms of importance. Discipline 3 is over-communicate clarity. You keep hearing the word clarity. I almost think that I say the word clarity in this review more than the word organization. But once leadership knows the answers to these questions, they must state them around employees clearly, enthusiastically, repeatedly, and repeatedly. And the author literally said repeatedly twice, because he said it's that important. He actually said that people won't understand and repeat what they hear until they hear it at least 7 times from, the higher ups. And discipline 4, lastly, is reinforce clarity. Leadership must establish a system to reinforce this clarity across the organization. The author said that this model all in whole is pretty much foolproof. Something about the stories in this chapter, they seriously stood out in ways that pretty much any other story throughout the rest of the book did not. I love the one about the guy he hired who just didn't fit in with his company's culture and how he handled his team's response to it. I love the example of he gave of a friend who left a toxic work environment, and it gave a whole fooled by randomness type of ending where it's like, where was this quality storytelling throughout the rest of the book? I don't get it. This part about meetings was really, really thorough, like way thorough than it probably needed to be in a good way, and that also stood out. Here's just one of those parts. I'd want to observe the leadership team during a meeting. This is where values are established, discussed, and lived, and where decisions around strategy and tactics are vetted, made, and reviewed. Bad meetings are the birthplace of unhealthy organizations, and good meetings are the origin of cohesion, clarity, and communication. I will be very blunt. This is one of the most uninterestingly written books I've checked out in a while. You may not be able to tell by the rest of this review, but if you've been watching my channel for a while, you probably could, because I didn't really have all that much to say about what I heard. And the author seems like a nice guy, and I appreciate the effort he put into the book. You can tell he has put a lot of effort into the book, considering this is based on somewhere around at least 20 years of very, very thorough research. I don't mean it that harshly. I like the concept itself. I like it. I don't love it, but I like it. The dude knows what he's talking about. It's not that he doesn't. It makes sense. It does. But there's something about how it's written and what he's saying that lacks this sort of X factor throughout most of the book. One of the things when I say I appreciate his effort is that it may not be obvious, but you can tell that he's not trying too hard, which I also appreciate. It was more of like a humble effort, and I don't know if I specified why he got into this whole interest of organizational health in the first place, because I've never heard of organizational health ever until checking out this book. But a lot of the stuff in this book did make sense to me, and I'm sure he's come a long way that, you know, his dad, without question, would be proud. Quotes. To hold someone accountable is to care about them enough to risk having them blame you for pointing out their deficiencies. Any plan is better than no plan. Great companies, unlike countries, are never run like a democracy. Direction 1. I recommend this book for anyone who wants to know what it looks like when a company has it all together, per se. Direction 2. If you like this book, I recommend checking out How Google Works by Eric Schmidt and Jonathan Rosenberg. The Advantage by Patrick Lencioni. There's a link in the description if you guys want to check it out and read the reviews. That and all the other books I mentioned in this video if you want to check those out too. If there are any other books that you want me to check out and review, please let me know in the comments below. Also let me know if you checked out this book and you liked it, but hey, make sure to smash that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, because I don't get why people watch this far into my videos and they don't subscribe, but if you have subscribed and you want to turn it up just a notch and turn on that notification bell to get a notification whenever I drop new videos, that would mean the world to me. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. You can find me everywhere, and I'll see you then.